And by the time I was in the seventh grade, I had never seen a featured black man on the stage other than the stereotype of black men. And I had no idea the effect it had on me. And until I saw Ed perform in the play John Henry. And I didn't even know what to expect until I'm sitting in this play. And at the time, I'm not exaggerating, Ed couldn't have weighed over more than 135, 140. Looked like a matchstick. But when he played that role and got up and just flexed his body, he looked like Shaquille O'Neal to me. It was just overwhelming watching him be the major part of this play. I was so overwhelmed that afterwards I went to the principal and said, "Can I go to see the second performance at another school across town?" And he said, "Well, you're not a part of the play, so I can't let you on the bus, but you can go." And I called my parents, and they couldn't. So I I ran 5 miles across town to see this other play. I was sweating like a pig by the time I got there, but I didn't care. And I had the same sensation of, as Jesse Jackson would say, "We are somebody." And it was a great experience. And I didn't realize it was going to be a part of my life story.
Oh, when Ed was going to go across town to Central Junior High School
Yes.
to do John Henry, there was no way that I was going to run 5 miles, and my grandmother wasn't having it anyway, so I couldn't go to see the second one. But I wanted to because Ed was the center of our Black experience at that school, to have public assemblages where we saw ourselves being presented in a positive manner, not to mention entertaining. So my lips were poked out all the rest of that day because I couldn't see the second show at
I
Central
went for you.
Junior High School. Yes, indeed.
I
But
went to represent you.
Buddy represented, as he always does. And so, because I can remember other times when you showed up in the audience when I was there. So that's why the word patron came to my mind when you were describing yourself. But I can tell you that the pride that we felt and the exuberance that we felt was not anything that we could have had anywhere else at any other time. Because by that time we had TV, but we saw Step and Fetch It and uh, the butlers and the maids and the other people who had starring roles on TV. By then, maybe we saw Della Reese because she was the first African American woman to have a television show that we could see. But there was nobody else local. Ed brought that with his the experience that I remember. I'm such a costume person. I remember his costume because, just like Buddy said, he couldn't have weighed more than 110 pounds soaking wet. But I remembered that he had muscles.
Yes.
And I also remember that because I asked him. I mean, he lived around the corner from me, so I used to show up at his house on a regular basis because his little brother was my self-assigned boyfriend. So I show up, at the back door anytime I wanted to, Miss Bereal's house. So one day I saw him outside working without a shirt on. And he didn't look the same as he looked up on that stage. So I asked him, I said, "Hey, how did you get the muscle?" He said, "Baby oil and Vaseline."
That's right. Yep. He was shiny like a brand new penny.
Oh, wait a minute, I ain't finished. Because the other part of it was he had on bib overalls.
Is that right?
Yeah, with no shirt on, no t-shirt up underneath it. So his bare skin was showing, but he had one of the suspenders on the overalls was unbuttoned. So it flapped down in front and revealed part of his chest that was greased up and oiled up and shining bright for the company. So that's what I remember, that he had some muscles, even though we couldn't see him on a regular basis. He had them because he knew what to do. He understood lighting, he understood costuming, he understood makeup, he understood that at a very early age. So he came into the world with so many gifts that he ignited in the rest of us and encouraged us to use. So I